nothing's concrete. And the fact that Terry McLaurin still hasn't signed his contract yet is concerning. I don't know. I'm not sure if he'll sit out any games in that. I'm not his agent or his team or whatever. I can't make no declarations on that. But what I can say is this team is going to be this offense is going to be very Jayden Daniels dependent, because he's the only QB on this roster, obviously, that I can trust to make something out of what they put around him, especially at the receiving option. Because if Terry does decide to sit out games, we relying on Deebo Samuel, wide receiver 1, and Jalen Lane.
Let's move on to the Commanders. Washington Commanders. Last year, they made it to the NFC Championship with a first-year
all odds.
quarterback. Yes.
You would have told me they would have been in the NFC Championship game. I would have laughed at you.
Yeah, I would have laughed too. I thought they could win 9 games. I didn't think that they were going to win 12 games and make it to the NFC Championship the first year with Jayden Daniels as the quarterback. I would have never thought that. And everything that the NFL analysts were saying about Jayden Daniels, saying he's the most ready. He might be better than Caleb Williams. Some NFL GMs would draft Jayden Daniels over Caleb Williams. I thought, this is a lot of expectations on the shoulders of Jayden Daniels. And boy, did he deliver. What? Against all the odds? Oh my God, bro. He was,
that was special. Even as a fan of the opposition, I was just watching the dude and I'm like, he's good. This is going to be a problem for the next decade plus. He's going to be a problem. But you know what? I'm going to give us some credit, because on the Courtside View podcast, we called it early with Jayden Daniels. We told people to stop worried about all these film experts saying, oh, he can't throw across the middle of the field. Oh, he had the best receiving core in the nation, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, the dude can flat out play. And we said day one, we said to the people on this podcast, the viewers of the show, we said if Jayden Daniels goes to the Commanders, it would play out better than if the Commanders were to draft a Drake May or even Caleb Williams. Did we not say that?
I don't know about Caleb Williams, but
we did say that. Because we said Jayden Daniels was the most pro-ready QB out of that class, because he knew how to do the more intermediate or more, I guess you could say, layup stuff as a QB. Yeah. We said it was going to be an adjustment period for Caleb Williams because he was used to being the offense as far as having to make something out of nothing, where in the NFL, you're going to need to play more in structure and more with the scheme. And we believe that also we didn't have much faith in that Commanders coaching staff, especially with Cliff Kingsbury. He seemed to change the narrative around, drawing up a phenomenal game plan throughout the season, even though they did look shaky at points, but they bounced right back a couple games after. But we knew that Dan Quinn was going to get him right. We did not believe in Eberflus or Shane Waldron for Caleb Williams. So on that end, but as far as the team goes, this team is JD5 a bust, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Like this team is Jayden Daniels a bust. They did improve in some positions, like they went out and got a Deebo Samuel, who I think Deebo will have a pretty decent bounce back year. They went out and got Laramie Tunsil, one of the better tackles in the league, to protect the Jaden's blind side, which is great. They drafted Josh Connerly, but he doesn't seem like he's starting this year, which is interesting, because why not? Why draft a guy in the first round that you're not going to start? I guess Andrew Wiley will get the nod. But Tyler Biadasz is coming back. He had a solid year. The problem with this team is, I know people like Jacory Krosky-Merritt, or Bill Merritt, as some of the fans would like to call him. But he is a 7th round rookie. He has shown flash. I know he fell to the 7th round due to NCAA's foolishness and all that. But this running back room doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me, especially because running back by committee is cool and all, but only very few teams are able to make that work. You look at all the teams that were in the mix last year, outside of the Commanders, all of them had outside of the Chiefs and the Commanders, all of them had a solidified guy. The Ravens had Derrick Henry. Bills had James Cook. Eagles obviously had Saquon Barkley. Rams, Kyron Williams. Vikings, Aaron Jones. Chargers, Chargers was a little iffy. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. I guess the Broncos as well. But like, I don't know. We it's just unproven. You got old man Austin Eckler. Who knows how much juice he has left in the tank? It's just an unproven back. They're trying to move Brian Robinson Jr.
What about the running back, the rookie running back?
Yeah, I said Jacory Krosky Merritt.
What's his nickname?
Bill Merritt.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just unproven. There's nothing concrete. And the fact that Terry McLaurin still hasn't signed his contract yet is concerning. I don't know. I'm not sure if he'll sit out any games in that. I'm not his agent or his team or whatever. I can't make no declarations on that. But what I can say is this team is going to be this offense is going to be very Jayden Daniels dependent, because he's the only QB on this roster, obviously, that I can trust to make something out of what they put around him, especially at the receiving option. Because if Terry does decide to sit out games, we're relying on Deebo Samuel, wide receiver 1, and Jaylen Lane. And Jaylen Lane, he's shown some things at camp in preseason. I like some of the routes he run in this.
Jaylen Lane is on the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, that's someone else. Jaylen Lane is the I think he played at Virginia Tech, number 83 for the Commanders. He played at Virginia Tech.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
You think of someone else.
Yeah,
I know you talk about, but I forgot who.
Yeah, I forgot who.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's just they need Terry. But Terry also needs to get a deal done. The word on the street is that contract stuff may be more one side than the other. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what word on the street is. In the defensive end for them, I do like the addition they made. I like the Will Harris addition to replace Jeremy Chin. I do like Trey Amos coming out of Ole Miss in the draft. I had him with a second-round grade on him. Like, Terry is Terry is in contract. That is true. But players can hold out. I don't think he'll hold out. I don't think anything indicates Terry holding out, but he's treating this negotiation more like a hold out than a hold in. But back to the defense. My main concern with the Commanders defense, in my opinion, is big time pass rush. They signed Von Miller, who gives some good vet leadership, and I think he had a decent amount of production for the amount of snaps he got, which isn't very a lot. But outside of Von Miller, your best pass rusher being Dorrance Armstrong, who's really kind of like a rotational guy. Ideally, he's not really like every 3 down pass rusher dude. I should know because I'm a Cowboys fan. Frankie Louvu was really good. Frankie Louvu was a monster. I was so mad when they signed him last year because I knew he was good and he was being underutilized in Carolina. Javon Kinlaw hasn't really shown he hasn't lived up to what he was expected to be during draft. He's a huge dude. Pause. Like, this dude is a monster. If you saw him in person, you would be like, I had no chance playing in the NFL. But I'm telling you, man, Bobby Wagner, all these vets, like, I don't know. I think the defense is going to be a step up from last year, but I don't expect them to be they're not going to be the Legion of Boom or nothing crazy like that. They gave up a crazy number of rushing yards per game last season. I believe is 137 rushing yards per game, which was insane. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, they're going to allow less than 80 rushing. No, that's not realistic. That's a crazy jump. I'm probably more so low 100s. That would be a big improvement. But they have to make the plays when given the opportunity. A lot of times, players would be in position last year and they just get cooked. Benjamin St. Juste, Emmanuel Forbes, and company. But they got some dudes, and Marshawn Lattimore, he has to stay healthy. Like, this is really a make or break year for him as far as getting another big payday. It would be a shame if he would have missed extended time in the season because he's hurt. Trey Amos, he's dealing with injury, which is kind of not ideal for your cornerback, rookie corner, but he should be okay. Mikey Sears still a baller, man. Them Michigan boys know how to play. Quan Martin, he's had a step up type year last year. He's going to come in, probably do better than what he did. I don't hate this roster. I really don't. My thing is with them, like I said, is JD5 a bust. Is JD5 a bust?
And they weren't supposed to be there last year. I'll say that.
You can say that, but when you got a quarterback like that, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Oh, wait, Trey Amos is just back soreness. Deacon said he would have played if it was a real game. See, that's kind of coach speak though. Like every time I say, if I had to play, if it was a game today, I would have. Okay, sure, but yeah, this team. I expect this team to. They have a tough schedule too. I'm not going. Everyone in the NFC East schedule is brutal, but you got Jayden Daniels. You gonna be in the mix, and my thing is, if they don't get Terry, needs to get on that field, bro. He needs to put that pen to paper, get on the field, get in the swing of things before this week 1. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this. If Terry isn't on that field come week 1, the Giants might make it tough for him. I ain't gonna lie, because that defense is serious. So, and all in all, to end this whole thing, I expect this team to win at least 10 games.
Wow.
Based off that season they had last year. If they don't win 10 games, you can say this is a disappointment.
Wow. I think they're gonna win 10
because everyone's giving them the media gas. They trying to put them. They saying they contenders and all that. You got to win at least 10 games.
Well, let's look at the schedule real quick because you mentioned the Giants, divisional opponent, obviously, and they have improved significantly compared to last season, adding Abdul Carter and Russell Wilson and a couple other pieces, drafting a quarterback as well. Let's look at the schedule because if I'm a Commanders fan, if I'm a player, we have to start off fast. The first 4 weeks of the season, they got to go 3-1. They have to go 3-1 because after that, it gets a little tougher. I mean, yeah, you got Green Bay. That ain't going to be easy at Green Bay. Thursday night football. That's tough. That's tough.
A lot of NFC matchups, and those matter when it comes to playoff seeding and stuff like
tough.
that. So
they got to beat the Falcons, and the Falcons that's a competitive team, but I feel like they can beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
Falcons aren't the best defensively, even though they drafted 2 pass rushers in the first round of the previous draft. Then you got the Chargers. That's not easy on the road versus the Chargers. You got Chicago, who has improved significantly. Ben Johnson's coming to the fold now. The Cowboys, divisional opponent at Dallas.
Always play them tough no matter how good or bad the team is.
At Kansas City. Like, at Kansas City. Oh, my goodness. Prime time, Monday night. That's an L. Seattle, playing Seattle, prime time.
They should beat Seattle, honestly.
They could beat Seattle, but who knows? Seattle might be good this year.
I'm not a Sam Darnold believer.
I'm not a Sam Darnold believer either. And I saw a video of my guy, Evan Williams, picking off Sam Darnold and stuff like that. But, man, who knows? And then you got Detroit. Oh, my gosh. Miami, they could beat Miami. Then they have a bye week. Then they have Denver, Minnesota, New York again, Philly, Dallas, Philly. This is a tough, man.
It's really tough.
I don't know, man.
That's why I gave him a modest 10. I said
I don't know if they can win 10 games. I don't know if they can win 10.
Listen,
I don't.
At the end of the day, man, I'm telling you, this kid, Jayden, I say kid, we the same age. Jayden Daniels is special, bro. I'm telling you, I know it's a lot of special QBs in the league. Well, not a lot, but it's a few special QBs in the league. He's cut from that cloth. And I'm not going to say it was lightning in the bottle or nothing like that. I believe he can repeat that level of success. I don't think there's people like, oh, they got film on him. Like, what film? He was just making the right play. Well, I can't stand this. Just because it happened to CJ Stroud. Actually, CJ Stroud, it wasn't even his fault. It was freaking, what's his name? The borderline terrorist.
Yeah.
Dang, I forgot the offensive coordinator. If his name come back to me, I'll remember.
Slowick.
Yeah, Bobby Slowick. That was his fault. And injuries cook CJ Stroud. But I don't, unless something crazy happens this year to the Commanders, I see them getting back to the playoffs at the very least. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. But they can do it.
Yo, some of them teams on the schedule have to be bad. Like some of them teams that are projected to be good have to be bad this year, like the Minnesota Vikings or the Dallas Cowboys or the Seattle Seahawks. Miami
I expect to split no matter what with the Commanders.
They're going to have some teams that aren't as good as what people thought they were going to be, because
now
looking at the schedule, whoo.
Now I will say this: if this turns into a battle of what's the word?
Attrition or
attrition, war of attrition for them, it might get a little crazy. because this depth, the depth just isn't where it needs to be right now.
Yeah.
Especially at the wide receiver position.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough, but we'll see. I know Jayden Daniels, he's going to have to play like a top 5 quarterback this season if they're going to make the playoffs, because I don't see them making the playoffs if he don't play great. He has to be even better.
I think he can do it.
He has to be even better than what he was his rookie season, which was really good. They're going to have to start. They're going to have to start off fast too. They can't be 0-3, 1-3. Like, they have to be 3-1 out the gate. If they're not 3-1, it's going to be tough. I know it's a long season. It's 17 weeks. Damn.
It was 18 weeks, 17 games.
Yeah, 17 games. 17 games. Damn. They can't afford to start off slow. They just can't. Let's move on to